Hi guys, Tush here. I'm just making a video on decoration farming in Monster Hunter World Iceborne. So I already know there are loads of videos covering this topic. The reason I'm just making this video is that I felt that none of them focus in on doing the quest in the most optimized way possible. So like with the best build and with so that you basically get the most amount of decorations for the least amount of time. Um, this video closely follows a Tatsufi video. Pretty much everything, like in terms of the build and the steps, follows in his footsteps. He's a speedrunner, mad respect to him. I'll link the video below. The only reason I'm making this video on top of it is that like not all of us are speedrunners, so there are a couple of things that I struggled with at the start, so I want to just cover those steps in more detail. And just the commentary, because the original video is in Japanese, will make it easier for people to get through it. So the quest in question is Wrath of Thunder God's Discerns. I'm just gonna show you one of my better runs first, and I'll see you in the quest.
So the commentary for the full quest shown here is going to be quite rapid. Don't worry, I'll break it down step by step after I've shown you this run. For the best times possible, you want to land right next to the monster. You want to get lucky with it. First thing, you want to grab some pods and distract the monster with them, so shoot them on the floor and use your buffs while the monster is distracted. So if you aren't quite so great with the timings, he's gonna start attacking you. You'll have to dodge roll him a couple of times. Here you can see I messed up and got hit. Don't worry. First thing you want to do is again try and clutch claw the head and hit it 3 times. It's important you hit it 3 times because you combine it later with another 3 when you sleep him to tenderize the part. So put him into the wall after hitting him 3 times. And now you attach your special scope and unload your entire clip into his head. As soon as you're done firing your entire clip, you want to switch over to either sleep 1 or sleep 2, but you want to fire 2 rounds of sleep ammo into him. And then switch over to your ghillie mantle so that he's not able to target you. Get a new set of pods and lead him towards a nearby wall with a correct positioning. Use a smoke bomb. Then you want to fire whatever sleep ammo you didn't fire. So in my case, that was sleep ammo 1, twice, and he'll go to sleep. Now you want to position the barrel bombs at a right angle to him. Again, I'll go over that in more detail in the steps. Call out your palico, put on your impact mantle, and you grab onto his head. And again, now you do the 3 times clutch claw, and now his head is all tenderized. And then you wallbang him into the wall, and the bomb will go off. And as soon as he's down, you want to shoot him 8 times in the head. This is basically building up the stun ammo. And now as soon as he gets up, you want to try and hit him. If you get the timing right, he'll drop right away. And there you go. And now you fire about 3 to 4 shots. And as soon as you're done with the 3 to 4 shots, you want to put down your shock trap. Now is where you can again build up your stun ammo on him. And you fire your entire clip until he drops. I got a bit unlucky with the timing there, and he jumped back, so I just roll forward and shoot him down. Now he's again on the floor. Here you want to fire again about 3 to 4 shots and switch over to putting down a pitfall trap. After he's in the trap, you can build up your sleep ammo again. So I got unlucky here and he jumped back, so I started to prep the trank ammo on him. When he's on the pitfall trap, you want to again unload your entire clip into him, and he'll stun pretty much towards the end of the clip or a couple of shots after it. There you go, he's stunned and now capped. Okay, so the quest should be finishing up and you'll get to see my time as well as the quest rewards and so on and so forth. Next, I'll take you through the steps in detail. Like I said, I want to show you each of the steps you're meant to do and what are the things that you might have to face in terms of variability and so on. Because the run I just did, there's a lot of changes that can happen. The monster can spawn in different places. Random monsters can come and have turf wars and so on and so forth. So I want to take you through each of those things in more detail. I'll start off with just the quest steps, and then at the end I'll go over both the build as well as items and what you should eat. So the first thing you want to do is figure out where to go when you land. The bird can drop you off at different spots. Mainly you want to aim for Camp 11, but again, it can drop you off somewhere randomly. The monster can also spawn in different spots. And so you'll have to factor that in deciding where to go. Generally, you want to try and get to the monster as quickly as you can while using buffs along the way, if you have time. You want to try and lure the monster towards a wall at a 90-degree angle like this, and then you want to clutch claw it 3 times, making sure that you keep the angles right so that you can get it into the wall. So I'll go over the clutch claw technique again. There we lure the monster. We see that it's about 90 degrees to the wall on the right, and then we clutch claw 3 times, and we wallbang. I'll go over it again one more time on a different spot. So we're finishing off buffing here, and we use the pod to lure it over. We see that there's a wall just on the right there, and so I clutch claw 3 times again and whack it into the wall. Immediately after wall banging, you want to attach your special scope. I like to have it on a quick cast bind so it's even faster. And then you aim directly at the head and make sure you have your scope zoomed in at the closest range, and you shoot your entire clip. Directly after that, you want to fire 2 rounds of sleep ammo. It doesn't matter which sleep ammo it is, just make sure you alternate when you go to the next step. I prefer to fire my sleep ammo too. And then immediately after that, put on your ghillie mantle. So after putting on your ghillie mantle, you want to reload your slinger shot ammo, and you want to lure the monster towards a spot where you put down a smoke bomb, and then you fire your remaining sleep ammos. You want to do this so that the monster falls parallel to a wall. I'll go over this step a couple of times just because it's pretty important. So you put down your sleep ammo, and then you position the monster because it faces you as soon as you fire your sleep, and then you're able to make it parallel. So again, you lure it towards a spot near a wall. You put down your smoke bomb. I forgot to put down my smoke bomb here, so take your time and put down a smoke bomb. And then you know that as soon as you fire your shot, it'll basically realign the monster to face you. So then you can adjust it so it's parallel next to that wall. So straight after that, you want to reload your spread 3 and then place 2 bombs on the wall that was parallel to the head. You want to place the bomb so that it's perpendicular to the head as so, and then you use your impact mantle as well as calling your palico, and then you clutch claw 3 times and wall bang into that wall. It should blow up the bomb as well as knock out the monster. I'll show another clip just to highlight this again. So reload your spread 3, place the 2 bombs so that's perpendicular to the head and on the parallel wall. And now you use the palico gear, use your impact mantle, and you clutch claw 3 times and wall bang. Straight after landing, you want to get your gun out and fire 8 rounds of spread 3 right into the head. When you're done firing your 8 rounds, you reload. The monster will get up right about now. If you get your timing right, you can get it knocked out right there. Unfortunately, I didn't, so you reload and you just move forward until you can get him KO'd. In this clip, I managed to get the timing right, so 8 rounds of spread 3. Don't worry again if you don't get the timing right. Just keep firing until the KO. So here he gets knocked back slightly, and there we go, KO. So straight after that, you want to fire part of your remaining clip, ideally around 3 to 4 shots, and then put down a shock trap. And while in the shock trap, you want to fire around 8 rounds into his head. As soon as he escapes the shock trap, if you fire a couple more rounds, he should KO. It's important to note here that from that initial KO, if you fire extra rounds into him, he won't KO. You need to put down the shock trap and then change his status so that your KO can apply. So here's another clip where I put down the shock trap at the ideal moment. And then he's in the shock trap, I reload, fire my 8 rounds, and now the KO status is actually applying, and he's getting knocked back a bit, and here we go, KO. So again, straight after that, you fire part of your remaining clip, so ideally 3 to 4 shots, and then you want to put your pitfall trap down. Again, it's important that you put your pitfall trap down quickly, because that's only when you can apply the KO status. you can't do it when the monster is already KO'd. They need to be in the trap. After you fire your 8 rounds, the monster will get back up for a little while, and then you can KO them just like that. So in this other clip, I'm just finishing off firing about 3 to 4 rounds, put down the pitfall trap. Now reload, and then fire my remaining clip. This time I'm now actually applying the status, and I think when the monster gets back up, he jumps back a bit, so that's okay. Just roll forward and get the KO. So this is the last step, and it's the one which might have the most variability. So you want to fire again 3 to 4 shots, and then put a pitfall trap down. If you get the placement right, he'll fall right into it. I didn't quite get it right here, but I then fire 2 trank shots, and once he jumps into the trap, you should be able to fire just a couple more rounds, and he'll go into trap range and get captured like that. Here's another shot. Fire a couple of rounds. I get a bit nervous because I couldn't put my trap down in the water, and then I put my trap down again. Fire 2 rounds of trank and a couple of rounds of spread, and he's trapped. So the reason I say this bit has the most variability is because if you got some of the steps like wrong or slightly wrong, he might escape here and he might not get quite trapped here. So it's why I tend to carry 1 extra set of trap tools, so I can just about, if he escapes here, trap him. I'll discuss more of the random things that can go on at a rant right at the end, but this should sum up most of the steps, and you should be good to go in terms of doing the quest. So I'll now go on to the items as well as the loadout and food.
So I'm just going to quickly go over the items as well as the build. I'll start off with the items first. So you have your basic ammo. You have seen me use this on the run, but you want to have your both your types of spread as well as both your types of sleep and your track. You want your attack buffing items as well, such as demon drug, might sleep, and demon powder. The other healing things as well as barcaster are all optional, so it helps make the run a bit more consistent. You want to have both your charms as well as your talents, so they give you passive stat increases. The most important things for this run are your barrel bombs, your trap tool net, as well as your traps, and then your smoke bomb. It's pretty important that you set your pitfall trap as a quick cast, so you do that by going into your customized radio menu, press settings, and you're able to put it in the hit. This makes it so that it crafts the pitfall trap on the fly. Then on top of that, you also really need the smoke bomb, just so that it helps with Zinogre's targeting and controlling the monster better. In terms of the build, it's a very cheap build. You will have gotten most of these decorations by playing the base game as well as Iceborne, like the Expert 4 you get through. The melder gives it to you at some point when you finish a optional quest. The important decorations that you might not have are like the release jewels as well as the tenderize and the criticals. If you haven't got those, you'll need to grind another quest, maybe Lave-Yourself or something like that until you have them. You don't need the tenderizer vitality or earplug vitality version. You can just have a basic tenderizer as well as a basic earplug jewel there instead. In terms of skills, I'll highlight out the ones that are unique to this quest. Is the earplugs really helps with managing Zinogre's roars. You don't have to worry about them. And then the stone throw also really helps with guiding the monster around. So once you whack Zinogre into a wall, you're able to move into a different location without having to worry about picking stones up. And then we're using the Kirin 3-piece set here so that we have the Great Luck. It really does affect this type of quest because it drops at the end, the decoration, so it increases the chance of you getting more decorations and hopefully better ones. So things like Lucky Cat as well as Lucky Vouchers affect this as well. In terms of the weapon, you want your basic attack by triple, and then recall, suppressor, and spread capacity 3 on the awakened abilities. your mods, full close range up and special scope, and then augmentations you want attack increase 2, and then element status up 1. That's about most of the gist of it. Again, you can find other videos that go over items a bit better and like how to manage your inventory a bit better, as well as builds for the sprite shop as well. Like I said, this is pretty much following Tatsufi's build, and so I guess that's what's helped us with this quest the most. So following on from items, I'll quickly go over what you can eat as well. Generally, like I go for meat platter just because I'm lazy and it's pretty easy to quickly get the attack up large. If you want a bit better luck, you can go for Lucky Cat instead, and this way you're able to get the better rewards, like I said, with the items.
That's it. Now you're ready to do the quest. So I'll round off the video while some clips are playing in the background with a couple of rants on some things that can go wrong and what you can do about it, and just generally trying to tackle the quest. So when you first start trying to do this, you'll tend to feign a lot and you'll, you know, like not be able to get the best of times. But my best piece of advice with that is probably don't bail out too much. Just keep, even if you faint, just go back in, get used to the amount of shots you need to do to like get a KO stasis up or get to cap range and things like that. You kind of have to get used to those kind of damages you need to do. And then after you get used to that, you also need to kind of manage where you land and getting used to the different walls and the angling. So like an example here, like I kind of mess up because the Zinogre actually falls underneath the floor, and this can happen, like he'll end up clipping somewhere and it'll be really weird. So this basically means that I mess up the bomb. Another thing that tends to happen after you like do this quest a lot is you realize there are a lot of other monsters in the thing. So like an example of me messing up, I blow myself up. But yeah, like I was saying, there'll be maybe tough wars with the Folga Anjanath, or like there might be a Bambaro time coming along and just whacking you about. So you have to kind of be able to adapt to these situations. Sometimes you can use the turf war to do a little bit more damage, or you can use the Bambara to like get another KO in from a wallbang. Well, not a wallbang, but banging them into each other. And so combining all those things together, you have to do the quest a couple of times to be able to get like an efficient time of 3 to 5 minutes. Another thing that you can use to help with this, I'll probably come on to it on this run, is you can use the boulders to maybe control Zinogre a bit better when you mess up a run. You have to get used to when to use them, but generally you want to try not to actually use them if you're doing well. So while I'm on the topic of decorations, I'll quickly go over also why this quest is the best one to run for getting, you know, decorations, larger decorations at least, the fastest, and in my opinion now even the smaller ones, because of the huge number of carved feystones. But the ones you gotta really look at are the seal feystones, and this quest, because of a recent patch, gives you 2 seal stones guaranteed per run. The seal feystones are the ones that like drop your rarity 12 decorations, so things like attack 4 and expert 4 and so on. You can look these up, but yeah, no, this quest gives you about 2 of them, and if you're doing like a T3 and if you have a lucky one with 4 boxes or 5 boxes, even with the 5 boxes, you're gonna get around 2 sealed feystones. There's a 40% drop rate on each of those boxes. And so you're pretty much getting the same amount of decorations from this quest as well as the T3, and a T3 will take you far longer than 5 minutes. Unless you're in a really, really efficient group, and even then you'll get maybe 3 to 4 minutes. So doing this quest where if you can get, you know, 3 minutes consistently will give you the best time. So that's about it. Thanks for watching, and if you guys have any questions and stuff, put them down below and I'll clarify. Hope it helps you. See ya.